So I was spending some quality time with my PlayStation Vita. Then all of a sudden I felt like spending some
sexy time.
Until this.
The truth is, PsVita is a terrible console to buy nowadays.
What? What the fuck?
I came across this 5-minute video of a guy who started bashing the PlayStation Vita. Now look, everything has its pros and cons, and the Vita is no such exception. PlayStation Vita is far from perfect. However, the stuffs that are mentioned on the video, let's take a look at it without wasting more time.
Vita has an incredible design. I absolutely love the size and the feel in hands. But here's something you don't hear. The controls are terrible. The buttons are small, clicky, and has sharp edges which hurts your thumb after prolonged use.
So the Vita has a great design, but the controls are terribly designed. The buttons are small and clicky. Now who the fuck like mushy buttons? A nice and subtle click is a sound of responsiveness, and the Vita delivers that. Look at this. When it comes to the responsiveness of the buttons, they're pretty awesome. Sharp around the edges. I have never felt anything sharp on the Vita other than its crisp graphics. Let's take a look at the buttons and see if they are sharp around the edges or not. Do you guys see any sharpness? I don't. Let's focus the camera a bit more. I don't know what are you on about, but whatever you are trying to prove, it's wrong, bro. It's like all smooth around the edges. Even the left and right shoulder buttons. After prolonged use, my fingers don't feel any pressure or anything. Super Daddy Black Vita is the same. Is nice and smooth around the edges. What are you talking about, bro? Seriously, I don't see anything. Let's make a comparison with the PlayStation 5 controller. Literally the buttons are same, except that they are a bit bigger because the joypad and has got more space. It doesn't have a screen, but still, I mean, it's literally the same. I don't know, man. I think you're being a bit sensitive. Either you got marshmallow fingers, bruv. I don't find any clickiness that you have mentioned on the video on this handheld. The only clicking noise that I'm getting is that smooth velvety click noise that gives a premium and satisfying feeling. I love that.
The sticks are pathetically small, which makes precision movements very difficult.
I don't know about you, man, but those low profile joysticks, the moment you place your thumbs, everything feels amazing. Easy on the thumbs, and when it comes to the movements, it's perfect. However, I don't like the back touch interface. Now that one did hurt my fingers while I was streaming PlayStation 4 games on this amazing handheld. Same goes for the Black Daddy Vita. Feels so nice in the hands. Everything feels so fucking amazing. I'm so much into this handheld, I own 2 of these.
Every console has a killer software. So what's Vita's killer software?
Every console has a killer software. Look, now you're technically right on this one, I'll give you that. But the fact that you're dismissing the Vita community is something that didn't sit right with me. Yes. Commercially, it didn't receive much releases despite of having so much potential, mainly due to the fact that Sony didn't even market the console properly. And that crap overpriced micro SD was a nail in the coffin. Whatever releases it had shows what the Vita was capable of, both in terms of graphics and performance. Now let me say this, the Vita handled Mortal Kombat much gracefully compared to how the Nintendo Switch handled the recent MK. Ranging from the PlayStation 1 to PsP games, by the way, which plays way better on the PlayStation Vita due to the dual joysticks. Android ports, retro emulation, the PlayStation Vita is a beast when it comes to handheld experience once it's jailbroken.
Some may argue Vita is worth it for its robust homebrew scene. Granted, there are several amazing homebrew games and ports available on Vita, but that isn't enough to recommend you go out and buy this console. It's a cool addition to the Vita library, but the Vita library itself is so poor that any addition isn't meaningful enough.
And that alone is more than enough to go and buy the console.
Sure, you can play select PS3 game ports on it. This came out during the era of multi-platform release where Sony would release the same game simultaneously on both PS3 and Vita. It usually didn't run so well. And if you're interested in PS3 titles, you may as well get a PS3 as it will offer an overall better experience, plus it's cheaper.
Of course, I would have a better experience if I play similar games on a more powerful console like the PS3. Come on, it's a given. The Vita is a damn handheld. The PlayStation 3, the similar counterparts, they are home consoles which are made to give superior experience.
Vita is more akin to smartphones when it comes to repair. You will have to disassemble the whole thing.
Now, I never took apart a Vita because I never really had the need to, so I really won't comment on this. More advancement comes with more complications, so upon seeing the short clip, it does look a bit complicated.
The difficulty level of modding between these devices is night and day. Any kid can mod PsP, but Vita is more involved and it's an absolute nightmare. I still haven't fully fixed my Vita.
But you are super wrong like Wong about the jailbreaking part. You literally can jailbreak the Vita in mere minutes. All you need is a stable enough internet connection. And also, if you're looking to go through the traditional route using PC, still, it's super simple. All you need is a good guide and the ability to follow through. The jailbreaking on the PlayStation Vita is literally perfected at this moment. If you are looking for guides, links in the description, guys.
It can play Vita and PSP games fine, but it still cannot play PsP Minigames, digital exclusive games from the PSP Go era. It's been a couple years since I attempted to fix it, and at this point, I've given up.
About the not being able to play PSP Minigames? I mean, this here is a PSP Minigame. Let's take another challenge. We're gonna download a PsP minigame. Actually, you know what? I'm feeling a bit adventurous today. So let's download one more game. Let's download Crystallize. Alright. So we just downloaded two PsP minigames. Where are they? There we go. So let's start with G mode Burger Time. There we go. We just started it. So there you go. We're playing another PlayStation minigame. Let's start the third one that we downloaded. Crystallize. Why is this? Wow, okay, this is different. All of a sudden I want to have something on the rocks. I don't know what's going on, but you get the idea. Visual speaks more than words. Maybe try following a better guide or install the right kind of plugins. That would have made things easier for you. Last but not the least,
It has nothing going for it nowadays.
it has nothing going for it nowadays. Really, bro? Are you serious on this one? Oh my god. Look at all these releases. 1, 2, oh, this one is a PsP Mini. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm losing. Come on, bro. There's so many of these. Look at this. Vita ports 1, Vita ports 2, Vita ports 3. There's a whole range of Vita ports released and are underway. Come on. Don't say that it has nothing going for it nowadays. Do you even know that the PlayStation Vita's community support right now at this moment is the most active and dedicated compared to the other handhelds? There is a huge ton of games that have been ported and are on the way for the PlayStation Vita. Still now in 2024, we got a dedicated website courtesy of Ringadamonte, where almost every other fucking day, we get some sort of updates or releases or some sort of emulator, anything. You can check out my channel. It's a living proof. Also, Modern Combat 3 port is on its way. There's always something that is coming out every now and then. There is a section called the bounties where you can go full Wild West and set up bounties by shelling in some money. The amazing folks who are a part of the scene, they pick up those bounties and starts working on them. So if you have a game that you have in mind and you want the community to work on, given that the Vita is able to support it, you set up a bounty. One of the guys from the scene will just take a look at it and may start working on that. It's also something where you can engage yourself and put in your request. So it's a very engaging community. There are some massive projects that are in the works, some exciting news which I'm covering on my channel. You know, that's the reason your video is getting so much hate, bruv. You attempted to diss one of the most active and loved handheld that exists in present times. And what can I say? But let me tell you this. People are not hating you, bruv. They're just hating your opinion. Cause they're bullshit. And that disaster of a video that you just made. Now, I'm not trying to haze you or anything, but your opinions, bro, they're kind of flawed. That's the point of me making this entire video. Just to make sure that nobody or anybody who are trying to get their hands on the Vita for the first time don't have a wrong impression on this amazing handheld. You have the right to opinion. Everyone does. However, if you're going to put it on a public platform like YouTube and present your opinions in the form of advice, that's when people are going to start taking notice. And if they're flawed, like you have presented on the video, you're going to get dissed a lot. You don't have the right kind of impression on this console. The PlayStation Vita is an amazing handheld. Still to this day, it holds very strong. With the robust community support, along with PsP emulation, add to that the Android ports, and the retro gaming experience, you just can't go wrong with this console. Anyways, this is my opinion on the PlayStation Vita. And also, the PlayStation Vita, before I end, this is a very niche console. Even during the end of its official life cycle, there were plenty of games that got released. So many. These are actually collectibles. Retro City Rampage, which is a prequel to Shakedown Hawaii. The Lone Survivor for the PS Vita. This is by Limited Run Games. This is also a good collectible. And there's plenty more. There's like plenty more in my library. I do have a decent number of PlayStation Vita physical collection. These are not just the only ones. I have an entire collection of Vita physical cards, and I'm very proud of it. I'm so glad that I managed to grab a hold of a really decent collection of games for the PlayStation Vita. So yeah, this is what I had to say about the PlayStation Vita, and get the fuck out of here and check out my channel. You know what I'm saying? So go check them out and see if it's worth buying a PlayStation Vita in 2024. But for those who owns the handheld or 2 or 3, enjoy, motherfuckers. What you have in your possession is a sleek, glamorous looking handheld that has been neglected by its creator, but is adored by the community, by the crowd. Like and subscribe for more. I'm out. I need to drink some protein shake after I had my fair share of chicken. So yeah, peace out.